Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 here in Memphis, Tennessee. And, of course, 1520 AM, 95.3 in Brownsville. And, of course, News Talk 101.5 in Jackson. And this is second Saturday, which means that Ron Wong and John Gordon. Ron, of course, is our fishing guru, and, of course, John is the senior communication specialist at Ducks Unlimited. And we were talking about John's just made a move from into a new house, a new location. Well, I know that this guy coming up right now, he's made a move too. A big move. I don't know how many U-Hauls it took him to take all those fishing baits and everything that he had in his garage to South Carolina, but maybe it hadn't got there yet by covered wagon. But that's our good friend Mark Copley. Of course, he's director of pro staff, media relations, whatever it is, for Lou's Holding Corporation, has relocated from his hometown here of Memphis to Lexington, South Carolina. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, everyone, and what a beautiful morning it is.
Yeah,
a little bit later here than it is there, but
that's all right. You can handle
still
that.
Saturday morning.
Yes,
I'm Eastern time now.
You're Eastern time. You're going to have to get used to that, and you're going to have to get a little slower talk in your vocabulary too, because in South Carolina they talk a little slower. Okay, Mark. So
yeah, well, you've got guys like Andy Montgomery. It takes him.
You can understand Andy. That's
to
right.
Say something in 30 seconds.
Oh, we got to send a clip.
You know what, Andy is now talking a little fast.
We're going to send a clip to Andy. The first thing that Mark Copley mentioned in South Carolina was Andy Montgomery. So I know Andy's going to get a kick out of that. But talk about it, Mark. I know that when you was growing up here and you started your career at the University of Memphis and grabbed that first camera and things along that line, and then you were in the corporate field for a while. I just all off the top of my head. Then you went, of course, to Strike King, and 9 years there. And I'm looking here. Talk about the walk that I know that you're a man of faith. So talk about the walk that led you to South Carolina.
Absolutely, Larry. Yeah, it's and I will tell you, it's as exciting as it is to be in a new place and have new opportunities. It's bittersweet in the fact that growing up in the Memphis area and spending pretty much all of my life to this point in that area. I've traveled the world.
Yes.
Through my different jobs, but I've always called Memphis home. And I made a couple posts on Facebook the other day that I'm a South Carolina resident now, but the 901 still lives in my heart, and it does. And it's Memphis will always be a very special place to me. Shelby County, the whole metropolitan area there. It's I've been blessed, and you're correct, and I'm not afraid to say that I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I always have been and always will be. And
yes, yeah.
I let Him choose my path for me. When this opportunity came, we prayed about it, and it was quite evident. I always pray for a billboard because I am from the South and I'm a little slow. So
yeah.
I need specific directions. So
yes.
as my youngest son would say, Pacific directions.
Well, we'll talk about that now, about your family. Your wife. Your wife's name is what? What's your wife's name?
My wife's name is Julie. We've been married 23 years in October.
Okay.
I have a 26-year-old son, Micah, who works at FedEx. He's still there.
Okay.
He did not make the move with us. I have my middle son, Wade, who's 21. He came with us. And then my youngest, Jacob, who is 15. He'll be 16 in October. So the good news is y'all won't have to worry about him there because he'll be learning to drive here. So.
Oh, yeah. But this was a decision. I know things change. And when the empty building on Washington Street out in Collierville still sits there, and when you left the building and knew that you were going to take new routes, is this something when you were going to the Memphis State, as it was called at that time, when it was University of Memphis, was this your goal to stay in this field?
It was. It was and I grew up. Both my father and my brother were photographers, videographers. My brother has been a videographer for the networks all the way up to NBC National. He's back doing freelance in the Memphis area. So that's my background has been in that. And I actually went to school, Memphis State, and my degree, I started off in journalism wanted to be a press photographer, and then saw the trends towards video, and decided that I wanted to be in the video world. And my degree is in film and video production. That's where I got my start. Started off working at the university. Worked there as a student while I was there in the photo services department with our good friend Gil Michael, who, God rest his soul, left us not too long ago.
Yes. Yeah.
But Gil, my brother, worked in photo services, and so that's where I got my start there, and had an opportunity to move to athletics, and was blessed to work with such guys as Penny Hardaway and Billy Smith and Lorenzen Wright and all the great Tiger Pass, and travel with football and basketball. And Coach Finch was a big mentor to me, and was blessed to have that opportunity. And what I've learned through life, Larry, is that God presents these opportunities as you go along. And we may think one thing is what we're going to do for the rest of our life, but you have to be ready to accept that call. And when the time comes to be moved, you can either fight it or you can go with it and just try to do what His will is for you. And that's what I've based my life off of. And,
well, I think there's
left there.
Yes.
Went to First Tennessee for a while, worked there in corporate communications, and then 2007 is when I moved to Strike King.
Wow.
And what a blessing that has been, just to be able to hang with guys like Kevin Van Dam and Denny Brower, and I'm blessed to call them friends. They're not just coworkers; they're friends. So,
well, I tell you, we're talking to Mark Copley, and I know the move to South Carolina, and Ron will know this too. I don't know how many. John will realize this too. How many fishing baits and things that Strike King gave to fishing rodeos during my lifetime. I could always go out there. It was the only place I had to go down to get something and bring it back up, because the steps were impossible. I think they were there just to test my knees, but I always knew there was a box in there, and we never knew what was inside of it. It was hats, lures, all these things that little kids would love to have. But I know when it came time to move, make the move, a lot of folks didn't get the opportunity. You've got the opportunity. Talk about your position now and what you are doing with Lou's Holding now in South Carolina.
Absolutely. So I'm still doing a lot of the same thing that I was before. I'm not filming the TV shows, which is what I started doing when I first came there.
Yeah.
So I'm over our pro staff, both national and regional. I have an assistant that helps me manage the regional side of it. I do all the work with all of our national guys on their contracts, the fulfillment of those contracts. I work with the outdoor media. Also am responsible for the public relations of the company. And I also help manage all of our media contracts. So once we have the contracts done for people who we're advertising with, I make sure that all those contracts are fulfilled, and we keep up with the numbers and the ratings and all of that. And then every once in a while, I find a little bit of time to go fish.
Well, Ron will know this, and John will understand this. The Strike King pro staff, Mark, has always been called a family. I don't know how many anglers you get inquiries from. I want to be part of the Strike King pro staff. I mean, how do you how do you determine who's on that pro staff? Because you got guys that have been on there long, long time. So talk about what that pro staff means at Strike King.
Absolutely, and we do consider them family.
And lose, I got to put that, and lose, of course.
Absolutely,
yeah.
And you know, the Strike King and Lose brands, that, you know, to be a part of those pro staff, you have to be a pretty special person.
You got to be a special, right? Ron Wall, you know that, don't you? I mean,
absolutely. Absolutely.
It is, you know, we look at the person first. We want a quality person. We always want someone who we never have to worry if they're going to embarrass us when they're out in public. And
yes.
So first and foremost, you have to be a quality person, and then we look for those who compete at the highest level.
So how many's on the pro staff? How many's on the pro staff? How many national pro staff?
Current count. Both lose, whether it be, because we have some who are both Lose and Strike King,
right.
Some that are Strike King, some that are Lose.
Current
count, we're right at 50 national pros.
Wow, 50. Okay. And I look back, and we've only got a couple of minutes here, and I wish we had more time. We will come back to Mark Copley once he gets settled in over there. But what a group! I mean, it's it's like a family reunion when you guys get together. And my hat's off to you, the way you put your pro staff together. And I know Ron does that too, because anytime we need somebody, Ron can call them, or I can call them, you can call them. And we've had him on this show over the years. Amazing job. We're going to miss you, Mark. Physically here, I don't mean your size. I mean, you know, just being able to see you, buddy. And,
I would love to miss some of my size.
No. And of course, me and Mark go back a long ways, because we got some mutual friends that that we have prayed together with over the years and things. Mark Copley, thank you. I wish we had more time. You know, I don't believe in luck. God's placed you there, buddy, and I know you're going to continue to do a great job. We're going to reach out to you when we need things, and we want guests and things along that line, and look forward to talking to you down the road. So take care of that 16-year-old for sure, okay? All right?
I will definitely do that. And, you know, I'm always just a phone call away. I may live a long distance in miles, but those few short numbers, you got to call me.
Oh, no, I got yours on speed dial. Okay.
Well,
it's there. Thank you, Mark. Okay, buddy.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate everything that y'all have done for me during my career, and
we're going to keep going.
Miss seeing your faces, but I will see you down the road.
You will see us down the road. I'm not sure what road it'll be, but we'll be there. All right. Well, thank you, Mark.
Take care, my friend.
All right, let's take a break. Mark Copley is gone out of here. He's left the building. We'll be right back and talk to a man that just got honored. He ought to be honored to be 30 years as a wildlife officer in Shelby County. Andy Tweed coming up on Outdoors with Larry Ray.